So, Spawnism, it's the so-called where people apparently worship the spawn point, yes, the Roblox spawn symbol, and believe they'll have some kind of second life after passing away. Now it sounds weird, but at first glance, it seemed pretty harmless. But that wasn't the case. The person who created this religion apparently requires certain rituals before someone is accepted. And these rituals, they can be inappropriate or even involve blood offerings. Today, I'm going to talk about some of these rituals that people have actually told me they did with him. Originally, my plan for this video was to go undercover, kind of like a spy, just to see what these people do and talk about. But I did not expect it to take such a dark turn. Let me explain what I found. My goal from the start was to make them trust me so I could get into the real server. So I made a fake TikTok account, pretending to be a spawnist. I started posting videos, and they blew up, but the attention was mostly from haters. I did meet a few spawnists, but either they were trolling for rage bait or they were just new and totally unaware of the darker side. So I knew TikTok wasn't going to work. That's when I went to the most unhinged app of them all, X, formerly Twitter. There, I found people talking about the father of the Spawn Discord. I joined, and they asked me some random questions like, what does Spawnism mean to you? And what's the difference between Spawnism cult and Spawnism religion? But I got accepted. One of the channels in there claimed they didn't promote harmful acts as a sign of devotion or worship. So I felt a little relieved. Like, okay, maybe no one's getting hurt here. But then they admitted the religion was adopted from the Roblox game called Forsaken, which just proved that it's indeed man-made, even though some people kept claiming it existed before. Honestly, there wasn't much going on in this server, nothing to be aware of. So I kept joining more servers, until I found one with the name Chezbel in it. At first, it just felt off. Could have been some random troll trying to get attention, but I stayed curious. Keep in mind, all this time, I thought the real Chezbel was in jail. So, in my head, there was no way it could actually be him. Plus, it only took me an hour to find this server. Way too easy. I assumed it was just a copycat. Inside, there was a verified chat where you had to do rituals with him to be verified, but it was closed at the time. I didn't know what they involved yet, so I just acted like a normal, devoted spawnist in the unverified chats. Then, during a convo, someone claimed that the Chezbel in this server didn't encourage people to harm themselves. That made me think maybe he really was just a harmless fake. But nope, it got worse. In the announcements, I found him promoting his YouTube channel, which is now deleted. One of his videos had a thumbnail that said, "Property of Chezbel." The video itself seemed to include Oscar doing something, but at the time, I didn't think much of it. I thought maybe he meant it as in telling his members that they are property of Chezbel. Later, I realized it could mean that Oscar himself is his property, which is what the video might actually imply. Later on, I noticed in the announcements that he was going live for something important. During that live stream, he ordered pizza for Shelp, who I believe works with the police to catch predators on Roblox. I'm not sure if Shelp had mentioned Chezbel, but at the time, it seemed like Chezbel was trying to annoy him or send some kind of message. He even added instructions for someone to shout "Spawnism pizza from Chezbel." At first, I didn't understand why he did it. It didn't make sense. But if Shelp had mentioned Chezbel, it could confirm that this is the real Chezbel. If not, then it's just strange that he'd be upset over someone exposing predators, unless it was meant as revenge for other predators like him. My suspicion was further confirmed when someone suddenly said, "I finished the ritual," but wouldn't explain what they did. I don't remember all the details, but a guy asked someone to send inappropriate pics. She replied, "I already did that." He then said, "I wasn't even talking to you." She responded, "I meant I sent it to Chezbel." That's when my alarm bells went off. I also found old chats where one of the admins kept saying they wanted to have with minors, and then things got even weirder. Chesbol suddenly offered to verify people for news on Oscar Stern's arrest, almost like he was celebrating it. That's when it hit me. This might not have been Oscar at all. In fact, he admitted to being the one who leaked Oscar's inappropriate video. That made me think he either used Oscar as a puppet to do his work, or he had been part of the rituals himself, recorded them, and then threw Oscar under the bus. There was also another situation where an anti leaked someone's address, and Chesbol mocked them, saying exactly, "The anti-spawns that were trying to help, the members in this server, are now trying to dox Clash. How helpful of them." He also added, "This is why I ask you all to not speak with anyone that asks for information about the rituals or anything else." Yeah, sure, Cheeseball. It's all about protecting people, not about avoiding being exposed. When someone in the server asked what the ritual actually involved, a girl who had done it said it wasn't bad. But she admitted she couldn't complete it for 2 weeks because she was scared, nervous about carring his name on her body. She said, "I'll do it tomorrow." Later, she asked for her roles back and tagged Chesbol, since she had completed the rituals but hadn't been verified or given her roles. Someone replied, "You might have to do the rituals again." She responded, "Yeah, but I ain't gonna care his name on me again." That's when I realized just how messed up this really was. Most of the people in the server are minors, literal kids, yet they're willing to go through all of that and more for him, and he just keeps pushing it. One anti I met was collecting evidence. He sent me screenshots of a member doing the ritual with Chesbol, video calls where he asked them to do inappropriate things, like themselves, writing his name on their chest, or holding a paper that says, "I am Chesbol." And if you were a boy, the ritual was different. Humiliation, just like what happened with Oscar. Sometimes his friends joined the ritual and even threatened to leak their pics or face if they didn't do what they asked. And still, some of them said the grooming allegations weren't real or he's sweet. One girl even said he didn't groom her, but by definition, that's exactly what happened. This is grooming, the action or behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a vulnerable person, generally a minor under the age of consent, to lower their inhibitions with the objective of sexual abuse. Yeah, girl, I think you got groomed. And what's frustrating is he acts so untouchable. Someone was streaming the chat on YouTube. He said, "Okay, tell her to give a shout out to the server." Like it's a joke to him. Later, he mentioned that Oscar wasn't arrested and that he's spoken to him recently. He also claimed that Oscar's family hates him for no reason, because apparently he brought them prosperity and euphoria. Yeah, what a joke. At this point, I don't know if I'll keep digging. It's sickening. These kids are either being blackmailed or they've been brainwashed beyond reason. Chesbol doesn't even care about Spawnism. He's just using it to manipulate. This needs to be reported. Parents and authorities need to step in before it spreads further. If anyone knows where to report it, please do. He needs to be in jail. And if by some chance Chesbol sees this, you're disgusting, mentally broken, and you will be caught sooner or later. Don't get comfortable. That's it for today. I hope this stops. If I get any important updates, I'll post them.